Despite having a bumpy launch, the first Bloodlines quickly became a fan favorite. In 2019, Paradox Interactive, the publisher, announced a sequel to the popular role-playing game, RPG. Unfortunately, the initial release date was pushed forward, not only once, but multiple times. In this video, we're sharing with you everything you need to know about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. When is Bloodlines 2 coming? The answer to the question we're all looking for is still uncertain. The sequel was originally set out to release in March 2020, but the release date was pushed back. In August 2020, Bloodlines released a statement in which they elaborated that after much contemplation, the company had decided to push the release to 2021. Again, in February 2021, the delay was pushed ahead. What's the cause for all these delays? Well, there have been quite some internal issues with the development and management team, it seems. It started with lead writer Brian Mitsoda, who was one of the main people behind the brilliant game, and creative writer Ka'ai Cluney suddenly being fired in 2020. Hardsuit Labs, the developers, explained in a blog that the two were removed from the team as a result of organizational changes. Later, Mitsoda revealed that his contract termination came very suddenly, and that to say that it came as a shock would be underselling it. In October 2020, senior narrative designer Kara Ellison also left to join League of Geeks. In response to a fan on Twitter, Ellison replied, "I left in September to work on other things." That's not the end of it though. Not long after, Hardsuit Labels was also removed from the project. Paradox Interactive released a statement announcing the delay of the game as they underwent developer changes. They stated, "We've started collaborating with a new studio partner on the game. This has been a difficult decision, but we're convinced that it's the right way forward to do the game justice. Given all these changes in the management and the production team, we are not expecting the game to come out anytime before fall 2022. Glimpsing into the Bloodlines 2 storyline. Just because the game is still in progress doesn't mean that Paradox hasn't given us a few glimpses into the Bloodlines 2 universe. In May 2020, Xbox 2020 released a cinematic trailer of Bloodlines 2. While the trailer is short, it looks like a lot of fun with Wayne Newton's Dankeschön playing in the background. If you pay close attention, you'll be able to spot the use of telekinetic combat and the bat swarming ability. In 2019, a 30-minute demo was released by Gamecom. It allowed you to get a better look at the Bloodlines 2 world. The demo also contained commentary from the two developers, which helped give you a better sense of the storyline. In addition, the extended gameplay trailer released in 2019 showed a part of a mission in which you have to track down a thin blood called Slug, who's hiding in the Seattle underground. The gameplay also unveiled that players can switch between their vampire powers and traditional weapons like guns. So far, here's our takeaway of the storyline from all the trailers and the gameplay. Your character starts Bloodlines 2 caught in the middle of quite some chaos. A group of vampires is trying to kidnap and forcibly turn humans into vampires. This, of course, is against the law. Vampires aren't allowed to turn humans without permission from a city's primogen, clan leader, or prince, ruler of a city. If you're caught turning a human without proper permission, both the sire and the child have to face death. Originally, the faction, Camarilla, was responsible for keeping things like this in check and punishing vampires for breaking the Masquerade. However, given the chaos at the opening of the game, we're assuming that the Camarilla no longer has the power it used to. On the official Bloodlines website, it's mentioned that in Bloodlines 2, players will also be able to meet the Old Blood founders present since the city's birth. How long is a campaign? So how long is a single playthrough of the sequel? According to an earlier estimate given by Hardsuit Labs, a single playthrough can take around 25 to 30 hours depending on your playing style. In addition, during the Clan Berja reveal, Paradox unveiled that if you play the main questline without the speedrunning, you can access your first non-thin blood powers after playing 5 hours of the game. Similar to the first game, players can also experience the branching narratives and the smaller side quests. If you want to get the full experience and unlock all the side quests, multiple playthroughs are the way to go. Also, much like the first game, the sequel is set during the nighttime. Can I create my own character? In the first game, your character's story was limited to the clan you chose, and even then it made little to no difference to the actual storyline. Things will play out a little differently in the sequel, it seems. Although there's little information on how much control players have over their character's creation, an important aspect of the story this time around is choosing who you were during your human life. Say, for instance, you were a coroner or a cop in your human life. When you walk into a police station, people will act differently to your character in comparison to if you had a different human life. This minor addition makes the overall experience a lot more personal and enjoyable. Which clans can I choose from? We know you're all curious to know what clans are going to be part of the game this time around. Well, so far Paradox has confirmed 5 of the 7 clans. Let's take a closer look at these clans and the stories tied to each. The Berja clan. The first clan to be revealed was the Berja clan. Historically a clan of warrior scholars, the clan is now made up of all the rebels and rejects of the modern time. Even the earlier warrior scholars were against institutions and their authority, especially the Camarilla. However, they still follow the Masquerade and their powers include potency and celerity. The Tremere clan. Next in line is the Tremere clan, a powerful group of warrior vampires that have acquired control to wield vampire blood, or vitae, as referred to in the game. Perhaps their ability to wield vitae makes them one of the most feared clans. Their powers appear in the form of auspex and thaumaturgy. The former is allowed under the law of the Masquerade. However, the latter is forbidden due to its destructive nature. The Toreador clan. The third clan to be revealed was the Toreador clan, a group of vampires that lure their prey by seducing them with their beauty. The clan also seems to have a fondness for the arts, as they prefer to turn musicians and painters. They use the powers of celerity and presence. The Venture clan. According to Paradox, the Venture clan can be described as the clan that has already won. They're the founders of the largest sect, the Camarilla, and are the authority that ensures the Masquerade remains. They use the powers Dominate and Fortitude to boss people around. If you select this clan, not only can you hold up against a punch, but you'll also have the ability to manipulate. The Malkvians clan. The most recent clan to be unveiled by Paradox was the Malkvians clan, which was quite popular amongst the players during the first Bloodlines. What makes the Malkvians so special is their unique ability to glimpse into the future. If this wasn't cool enough, they can also receive useful information from a voice in their head. The Malkvian clan wields the power of dementation and auspex, meaning that they're excellent at manipulating and gathering information. Thinbloods. Thinbloods is the name given to the 14th or 15th generation of vampires. According to the norms of the Bloodline world, it's a bit unorthodox for a Thinblood to join a clan, but the storyline explains why players have to select a clan later on in the game instead of joining one at the beginning. You can consider Thinbloods as a clan of their own, and it seems that they're going to be more powerful than the lore had originally stated. What are my vampire powers? We've discussed a few of the vampire powers or disciplines above, but let's take a closer look at some of the abilities you'll have. Chiropterans. The word Chiropterans is derived from the scientific name for bats and gives you the ability of bats. For instance, you can glide briefly like a bat or summon a bat swarm to attack your enemies. Mentalism. Mentalism is basically the telekinetic powers that you have. These powers allow you to pull objects towards you, and you can even learn to levitate your enemies later on in the game. Auspex. This ability allows you to use aura sense to see NPCs that are in different rooms or buildings. You can also sense their weaknesses. In addition, you can use psychic projection to detach from your body to take a look at your surrounding area as a spirit of sorts. We're just barely scraping the surface. There's so much that the sequel holds for players, and we're curious to see how the game unfolds. Bloodlines 2 definitely seems like a huge level up from the initial game. And just like you are, we're eager for the launch of the game to see what the Bloodlines universe holds for its players.